Good morning from Belgreen, Alabama. It's LaDonna with Double L Cattle Farming and Hatchery. So glad you're tuning in with us today because we have some exciting news to share. It's almost been a year. That's crazy to think it's been a year. Our news is, we just hit our 500th subscriber. Of course, that's thanks to you guys for watching our videos and encouraging us and sharing and liking. We're just so thankful to you and grateful for our viewers. We have heard from people all over the country, not only the United States, but also Canada, Africa, Australia. So if you guys are watching this today, I would encourage you, just please send us a comment and let us know where you're watching from. I love seeing that. It's crazy to me how people all over the country can see our videos. I mean, little old me from Alabama. Today I decided it's been the year that we would recap the top 10 videos for this past year. If that's something y'all are interested in, y'all please stick around. So our top 10 videos is what we're going to talk about today, but I wanted to reiterate, I've said this before, please don't think that we believe we're smarter than anyone else. That's not why we're doing these videos. You know, what works for us may not work for you, or you may have different ideas that could help us. So please, if that's the case, if you have something that's worked for you, it's something we're maybe struggling with, then we would love to hear from you. We just want to share our animals and our ideas, and you know, we love our cows and we want to do what's best for them. Our number one video this year, is how and what we feed, and it came in at 4.4 thousand views. This is Robbie with Hillsboro Feed. We don't know what we'd do without these guys. They always keep us in quality feed and don't let us run out. We'd be in trouble without them.
We'd be in trouble without y'all.
This feed is made up of cracked corn, dried distillery grains, or DDGs, and some molasses. Our cows go crazy over it. The hard-working farmers. So let's talk about feeding out a steer. What we have done in the past is, once we have a beef appointment, about 90 to 120 days out from that appointment, we would just put the steer up in a smaller area, and they would have grass and all the hay they want to eat. And once a day we feed them what we call caramel corn, which is basically just cracked corn with a little molasses mixed in. It cuts down on the dust. And then we add this 4-Max Fitter's Choice. It's a bagged feed that we get at our local co-op. You're going to start out giving it a 2 to 8 ratio between the cracked corn and the Fitter's Choice. And then about a month from your appointment date, you're going to cut that back to a 1 and 8 ratio. So this is what that looks like. It's just a pellet. One of the most important things I believe that we do is called ProBios. It's a probiotic, and it's in a powder form. You just read the label and go by the instructions there. We've used this and we've had really good results with this program. We give our bulls 1% of their body weight in feed a day. Of course, they have grass and free range hay as well. My heifers get 0.5% of their body weight every other day. You don't want to give them too much feed because it can affect their milk production. Number 2, fly control and pink eye prevention, 4.1 thousand views. These cattle curtains that you see behind me, we didn't invent these. I don't want to jinx us, but the 4 years we've been using this, we haven't had a single case of pink eye. It will tremendously decrease the number of flies. We've set these up at all of our farms. We've got 4 setups like this to be able to control the flies and prevent pink eye. We use hydraulic fluid and permethrin. We just keep this pre-mixed during the summer months, and you just put this in there. All you do is just pump it, just like that. It's recommended that you use a curtain per every 20 to 25 animals. So they just go through it, they get the permethrin on their face, and it keeps the flies out of their eyes. which in turn helps with the pink eye prevention. Area that we have them in right now, or they're over there in this pasture, so they could come in and go through the curtains, and they have to do that to get to their mineral. So each time you move them in the different sides of pastures, you have to make sure that, obviously the mineral feeders are on the other side. Number 3, selecting a new herd bull. 3.2 thousand views.
Well, 5 years ago, I proposed to my beautiful wife, so to celebrate, I thought I'd take her shopping. I asked her where she wanted to go. She said she wanted to go to Paradise City, so I've done a lot of thinking about that. Well, I'll just have to show you what I've come up with. Oh, yeah. Well, the grass is green, and the girls are pretty.
Hello. Now, calm down. Calm down. Good babies. Come on, buddy. Let's go eat your dinner. Come on. Come on. Good boy. Number 4, 6 reasons we bale graze. 2.7 thousand views. 6 reasons why we use hay grids or bale grazing. So when we started out a few years ago, my husband and I both worked full-time. It's really hard to feed hay after dark. We have 4 places leased, and they're not close together. So it would be impossible for us to only having one tractor to be able to feed the hay that we feed or have the amount of cows that we have. So this allows you to have more cattle. It's quicker because you don't have to wait on your tractor to warm up. It's safer for your cows. Most of the time when I've went out there with a bale of hay, the cows just surround you, so you could accidentally bump one of them or run over a baby or something, and that would be devastating. Safer for the babies, and we kind of learned this by accident, but the babies learn to go underneath the poly tape, and they've got all the fresh hay they want, the little giblets of grass that's coming up, and also make little beds for themselves in here, so it's a lot safer for the babies. We winter our cows on the smallest area possible to allow the rest of the pasture to rest and rejuvenate through the wet and muddy winter. The cattle make a lot of mess and they tear up a lot of ground just looking for grass when there's not any out there. The cattle's waste also helps to fertilize. They work the organic matter back into the soil throughout the winter, which in turn makes better grass for the fall and spring and summer. It also protects your pasture. The tractor in the rain and the mud is going to make big ruts in your pastures. It's better for your ground. Also, it improves your soil. You put out good quality hay, it's going to improve your soil and you'll have more grass. This is a before and after. This is where we fed last year, and you can tell all the sage grass there. I mean, just look at this clip at this hillside where we fed. All that beautiful green grass. You can see the different colors of grass. In this picture, you can see the fence line where it separates where we fed last year. On the left, you can tell there's tons of sage grass. And then on the right where we fed, there's virtually none. Number 5. How to get a cow to take a calf. 1.8 thousand views. We have this heifer. This is her second calf that she had. And we've had this happen before where the mama just kicks at the baby, don't want it to eat, don't want to take care of it. Maybe she's calling to it and seems to love it and licking on it, but she don't want it to nurse. It's so frustrating. And as a mom, I just don't get it. We're going to show you some things that we did after she had her baby that pretty quickly will show them what they need to do. It looks like it's cold. Are you taking care of it? Huh? No. So this mama got a little confused because I brought in some fresh hay and I didn't know she had a baby. She left the baby, so now I poured some feed on it. It's a boy, and she's loving on it. This is what we want. Came back to check. The baby hadn't nursed, so we put him in the Polaris, brought him up to the barn. So we put the mom up in the head catch, and we've got to work with the baby. It is a cold day, and the baby's, got a cold mouth, and it's just not as strong as we'd like for him to be because the process didn't go as normal. No. So this can be very frustrating for you and for the animal. Easy. But it's so worth it in the end when you have the mama and the baby together and you're not having to bottle feed. Trust me. Just a few tips here. We spray milk on the baby's mouth to give it the taste and smell of the milk. We also spray some milk in our hand and rub it on the teat. Then we spray milk on our finger and let the calf suck your finger, and then you can swap your finger out with a teat. So if the cow is real mean, we've hobbled them before. We only usually have to help them the first day. This calf was really cold and weak from the process not going like normal. But usually after the first day, they're good to go. Well, this is the second day. Still not letting him nurse. What we do is we try to give her some feed and see if she'll be still for the baby before we put her in the head catch, and she was not having it this morning. And then we don't give her any feed unless the baby's nursing. Gave her a little feed. You can definitely tell he's nursing on his own now. She's decided she likes him. Not ready to go to McDonald's just quite yet. However, we don't plan on keeping this cow in circulation or pawning it off on someone else. Day 3, and no balling last night, today. It must be nursing now. She's doing good. Finally. I saw you bouncing. Will you bounce for the camera? Number 6, part 1 of our sagegrass, 1.8 thousand views.
Today I'm going to do a video and talk a little bit about something that it's not good to talk about, and that's sagegrass. We've got some spot on the pasture that's got sagegrass, and we've done soil samples. We've done soil samples on the whole place, and for the most part the pH is really good. I'm going to show you some specific areas, and one area where it's not good. It's got quite a bit of sagegrass. Now down under it, it's got some fescue, and I know a lot of people's going to say, well, you should clip that, but the grass come back. Well, I'm not wanting to just clip this sagegrass. I'm wanting to annihilate it from the farm. I'm wanting rid of the sagegrass. We're just going to throw a bunch of different tactics at it and just see what works. What we have found works the best, the fastest, to seeing the quickest and most results is right there. Feeding hay on sagegrass. All I can tell you is it will make the most difference the fastest.
Number 7, fencing off a creek or gully, 1.8 thousand.
Fencing off a creek or a gully or a branch has always been difficult for farmers because of washouts and things of that nature. Having something that'll hold livestock in, and yet the creek go and all the debris that goes with a flood when it happens is a real problem. We set out to find something that we could do that we thought would be economical and very little maintenance. The system we done, it all starts with a solar panel and a solar charger. We just got a weatherproof box that houses 3 components. One is up here is our solar controller. It regulates the power going to our battery, and then from there we just got hooked up a DC charger. It draws power off the battery. That's what powers our creek crossing. Now we're down here with the actual creek crossing itself. We run from the solar charger down here to it with just poly tape. You could use any kind of electrical wire. And then right here is where it connects to the creek crossing itself. We used aluminum wire, and I would highly recommend aluminum wire because it has less sag in it, and it's obviously not gonna rust. Being aluminum, it'll oxidize, but it won't rust. It's gonna last longer. Put this all the way across the creek with this aluminum wire. Just put insulators up just like you'd run a fence anyway. Secret to no maintenance is you've got to make sure you get this up high enough. We've had it for 5 years, and we only do about an hour of maintenance per year. That's typically at the end of the summer When it's been dry all summer, this will all grow up in vegetation when it's not been flooding. And we'll clean out this vegetation. We'll straighten out some of these. We just call them pitchfork, crow's foot, or whatever that I put down here to cover more space to keep the livestock out of there. Another thing that makes this work is on this aluminum wire, I've kind of done a pigtail down through there. So it won't let it slide much left and right, but it'll still let it spin up. So if the water, debris, brush comes through here, it's just going to spin up and let that stuff go on by. And we've done this all the way across the creek. But we don't have any trouble with their livestock getting on us or our livestock getting on them.
Number 8. Our introduction to Double L cattle farming and hatchery came in at 1.6 thousand views. Hello, my name is LaDonna Parker, and I wanted to introduce myself and tell you about an exciting new channel we have coming up. It's called Double L Cattle Farming and Hatchery. This is my husband Lee, and we have so much fun farming together. As you can see, these are some of my registered Herefords in the background. I love this breed of cows. My papa actually raised registered Herefords as well, so it's just an honor to me to be able to carry on that tradition. This is a picture of me. I think I'm about 16 months old, standing on the back of one of my papa's bulls. We also have a herd of commercial Brahmas. Our goal is to have polled, tame Brahmas. The cattle industry is so important. Hey, Sugar. Hey, baby. This is one of my sweet girls. I've actually got a video of my grandbabies riding her, so you'll see them quite often. I've got 4 little boys. Also, we have Jubilee Orpington Bantams. These are my husband's pride and joy. He loves his babies. He was working out of town for a while, so I was trying to do some hatching and wasn't very successful, but he's back now, so thank goodness he's been able to take back over. Number 9, how to weigh a baby calf. 1.4 thousand views. Calving season is underway. We've got a couple of newborn calves today, so we're going to talk about how we work and weigh our calves, and y'all are going to want to stick around for this one. Found these postal scales on eBay, about $50. Has a little space in the back that holds the scales. That's what that looks like. And we just throw it up there and hook it. Voila. This is a lot heavier duty sled. We also made this because the scales kept sliding off of just the slick board. The scales just fit right in there, and that way it keeps it more steady. And so we got him put in the sled. So what you're gonna do, just slide it up on here. Holy smokes. 90 pounds. Take off for the sled, but it was a big girl. So let's go do another one. We gotta weigh you, okay? I know you want to go hang out with Mom, but go. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Yeah. $77.80. We'll take 8 pounds off, so big girl. Number 10, how to treat a bloated calf. 1.1 thousand views. Look at this beach ball on the left hand side where his stomach is. Isn't that crazy?
We're going to try to go down the right side into his stomach, right side down his throat, let him kind of swallow it. I'm going to slowly go down, just kind of letting him swallow it. We're not hardly putting any pressure. All right, now you can hear it.
Here.
They're in that now.
Wow, he need to get his stomach. It's already went down.
Yeah. If you look at his stomach, it's already worlds better. Less than 2 or 3 minutes. He's not in any major pain or anything. You can tell from the before and after. He's in a lot better shape. We're still letting that air out. You can smell it. It's everywhere. It's like a giant gas bomb. Even though we're in the wide open here, it feels like you're trapped up in a car. He's doing a lot better.
Thanks so much for watching today. Again, if you're watching, please shoot us a comment and let us know where you're from. We'd love to hear from that, or any other questions or comments that you have. We would love to hear those as well. Thanks again. Y'all please keep watching and sharing and subscribe. See y'all next time.
How fresh is a steak? Could be any fresh or will we still be grazing?